Imagine reaching into a forgotten drawer, pulling out a handful of ordinary-looking pennies, and discovering that one of them could change your life forever. It sounds impossible. It sounds like the kind of story people tell at coin shows or online auctions. But what if I told you that a single Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought, has sparked incredible excitement among collectors and treasure hunters across the country? What if one small copper-colored coin hiding in plain sight could be connected to values that have stunned the collecting world? Today, we are diving into the fascinating story of the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin surrounded by mystery, history, and the dream of finding something extraordinary in everyday pocket change. For most people, a penny is just a penny. It gets tossed into jars, forgotten in cup holders, and left at the bottom of purses. But experienced collectors know something the average person doesn't. Sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones nobody bothers to examine. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight. The year 2009 was unlike any other year in the history of the Lincoln cent. It marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln penny itself. To celebrate this historic milestone, the United States Mint released 4 special reverse designs throughout the year. Each design represented a different stage of Lincoln's life and journey from humble beginnings to the presidency. Millions of Americans spent these coins without realizing they were carrying a piece of history. Most never stopped to look at the back. Most never considered that some examples would become highly sought after by collectors. The first design featured Lincoln's birth and early childhood in Kentucky. The second showed his formative years in Indiana. The third depicted his professional life in Illinois. The fourth showcased the Capitol Dome under construction during his presidency in Washington, D.C. These special designs immediately captured attention across the nation. Collectors began searching bankrolls. Families checked their change. Coin enthusiasts rushed to assemble complete sets. But as the years passed, something even more interesting happened. Certain 2009 pennies began standing out from the rest. Attention reset. Imagine finding a coin that everyone else overlooked for more than a decade. Imagine realizing that while millions of people ignored it, you recognized something special. That's the thrill that drives coin collecting. Now let's talk about the version that excites collectors the most, the 2009 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. When people hear the phrase "no mint mark," they often assume it's an error. In reality, most 2009 pennies without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia traditionally did not place a mint mark on Lincoln cents for circulation. So if you find a 2009 penny with no mint mark beneath the date, you're looking at a Philadelphia issue. But here's where things become fascinating. While ordinary examples are common, collectors are constantly searching for exceptional specimens. Coins preserved in pristine condition, coins with dramatic errors, coins with unusual striking characteristics, and coins that somehow escape circulation looking almost perfect. These are the pieces that can command astonishing prices. The difference between a common penny and a valuable penny often comes down to tiny details invisible to the casual observer. A slight doubling of letters. An off-center strike. A dramatic decrack. A missing design element. Extraordinary luster. Exceptional preservation. To an untrained eye, 2 pennies may look identical. To a collector, one may be worth a few cents while the other could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. This is why experts spend hours examining coins under magnification. This is why collectors carefully inspect every Lincoln cent they encounter. Because they know remarkable discoveries still happen. Think about that for a moment. A coin minted in 2009 is not ancient. It's not buried treasure recovered from a shipwreck. It's a modern coin that may still be sitting in circulation today. That possibility fuels the excitement. Attention reset. Let's learn exactly how to identify a 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Start with the front of the coin. You should see Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his portrait is the word Liberty. To the right is the date 2009. Now look directly beneath the date. If there is no letter present, you have a no-mint mark example from Philadelphia. If you see AD, it was struck in Denver. For this search, you're focusing on coins with no letter beneath the date. Next, turn the coin over. You will find one of 4 special 2009 commemorative reverse designs. The birth and early childhood design shows a log cabin. The formative years design shows a young Lincoln sitting on a log while reading. The professional life design features Lincoln standing before the Illinois State Capitol. The presidency design depicts the unfinished Capitol dome in Washington. Any of these reverse designs can appear on a no-mint mark Philadelphia coin. Once you've confirmed the coin is a 2009 Philadelphia issue, the next step is checking its condition. Condition is everything. A heavily worn coin that circulated for years may have limited collector value. A sharply struck coin with strong detail, bright surfaces, and minimal marks is a completely different story. Collectors pay premiums for quality. The highest grade examples are often the most difficult to find. Every trip through a cash register, every drop into a pocket, and every scrape against another coin leaves a mark. Finding a beautifully preserved example years later can be surprisingly challenging. That's where opportunity exists. Many valuable coins were saved accidentally. Someone tossed them into a drawer. Someone placed them in a jar. Someone forgot about them. Years later, another person discovered them and realized their significance. Attention reset. Now let's discuss errors. Coin errors are among the most exciting aspects of modern collecting. During the minting process, countless things can go wrong. A die may crack. A design may be doubled. A strike may be off-center. Letters may appear distorted. Parts of the design may seem unusually weak. These unusual characteristics transform ordinary coins into collectible treasures. That's why every 2009 no-mint mark penny deserves a careful inspection under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass if possible. Look closely at the date. Examine the lettering. Check Lincoln's portrait. Study the reverse design. Pay attention to anything that appears unusual. The smallest detail can make an enormous difference. Collectors have spent decades searching through mountains of coins because they understand one simple truth. You never know what you'll find until you look. Stories of incredible discoveries continue to inspire people across America. A collector opens an old coin album. A family sorts through inherited change. A roll hunter searches bank-wrapped pennies. Again and again, surprising finds emerge. That's what keeps the hobby alive. That's what keeps collectors searching. Because every penny carries possibility. Every penny tells a story. Every penny could be the one. Attention reset. The emotional appeal of coin collecting goes far beyond money. Yes, people dream about finding a coin worth thousands. Yes, stories involving million-dollar headlines capture attention. But the real excitement comes from discovery. It's the feeling of holding history in your hand. It's the thrill of seeing something others missed. It's the satisfaction of learning, researching, and uncovering hidden details. The 2009 Lincoln Cent series perfectly represents that spirit. These coins celebrate the journey of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most respected leaders. From a humble log cabin to the White House, Lincoln's story reminds us that extraordinary outcomes often begin with ordinary beginnings. In many ways, that's also the story of rare coins. An ordinary penny becomes extraordinary because someone took the time to look closer. Someone noticed what others ignored. Someone recognized value where others saw only spare change. That lesson resonates with collectors everywhere. Attention reset. As you search through your coins, remember the key identification points. Check the date for 2009. Look beneath the date. No mint mark means Philadelphia. Turn the coin over and identify one of the 4 special Lincoln bicentennial reverse designs. Inspect the coin carefully for outstanding condition and unusual errors. Use magnification whenever possible. Compare suspicious features with trusted reference images. Patience is essential. Many collectors search thousands of coins before finding something noteworthy. But those discoveries make the effort worthwhile. The next remarkable coin could be sitting in a bankroll. It could be hiding in an old collection. It could be mixed into a jar of forgotten change. And that possibility keeps the search alive year after year. Across America, collectors continue examining pennies one coin at a time. Some are searching for rare errors. Some are building complete sets. Some simply enjoy the treasure hunt. But all of them share the same hope. The hope that the next coin they examine will reveal something special. Maybe that's why stories about valuable pennies never lose their appeal. They remind us that opportunity can appear when we least expect it. They remind us that remarkable discoveries still happen. And they remind us that sometimes the smallest objects hold the greatest surprises. The 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny stands as a symbol of that possibility. It represents history, curiosity, persistence, and the excitement of the hunt. Whether you're a lifelong collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of coins, this penny deserves a closer look. Somewhere out there, exceptional examples are still waiting to be found. Some may be worth hundreds. Some may be worth thousands. Stories of coins associated with million-dollar dreams continue to inspire collectors to keep searching. And every time someone checks their change, another chapter in that story begins. This exact penny could be sitting in your drawer right now, and it's worth over $1 million. Imagine reaching into a dusty jar of old coins, expecting to find nothing more than a few cents, only to discover that one ordinary-looking Lincoln penny could change your life forever. Not a rare gold coin. Not a centuries-old treasure. Just a simple 2008 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. A coin so common that millions of Americans have handled one without giving it a second thought. Yet some collectors believe certain examples with the right characteristics could be worth astonishing amounts of money, with the most exceptional and unusual specimens attracting intense attention from the coin collecting world. The thought alone is enough to make your heart race. What if one of those pennies is already hiding somewhere in your home? Every day, people dump loose change into jars, coffee cans, dresser drawers, and piggy banks. Most never look twice. A penny is a penny, right? That is exactly what makes stories like this so fascinating. Valuable coins often survive because nobody realizes what they are. They blend into the background of daily life. They travel through cash registers, vending machines, gas stations, and grocery stores. They hide in plain sight. The year was 2008. America was facing economic uncertainty. Families were watching every dollar. Yet during that same year, billions of Lincoln pennies were struck and released into circulation. Among them were coins produced in Philadelphia, identified by something unusual. They carried no mint mark at all. To the average person, that detail means nothing. To collectors, it is the first clue in a much larger mystery. Now, before we go any further, it is important to understand what a no mint mark penny actually is. On Lincoln cents, the mint mark is typically found on the front of the coin beneath the date. Pennies produced in Philadelphia traditionally carried no mint mark for many years. So a 2008 penny without a mint mark was normal. But what makes collectors excited is not the absence of the mint mark itself. It is the possibility of finding rare errors, exceptional condition examples, and unusual varieties among these coins. Imagine a collector sitting at a table late at night. A lamp shines over rows of pennies. Most are worth 1 cent. Then suddenly, something catches the eye. The lettering looks different. The strike appears stronger. There may be doubling in the design. Perhaps an off-center strike. Maybe a die crack. Maybe a dramatic error created during the minting process. In that moment, an ordinary penny transforms into a potential treasure. This is why experienced collectors search through thousands upon thousands of coins. They know that hidden value often appears when nobody expects it. Take a close look at a 2008 Lincoln penny. On the front, you will see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. The date 2008 appears to the right. If there is no mint mark beneath the date, the coin was struck in Philadelphia. Turn it over and you will find the Lincoln Memorial design, a classic image that appeared on pennies for decades. But here is where the search becomes exciting. First, inspect the coin for errors. Look carefully at the date and lettering. Use a magnifying glass if possible. Doubling may appear as extra thickness on numbers or letters. Some collectors overlook this because the effect can be subtle. Yet certain forms of doubling can dramatically increase collector interest. Coins with stronger strikes often attract more attention, especially when combined with excellent preservation. Then look for off-center strikes. These occur when the coin is not properly aligned during production. Part of the design may be missing while the remaining portion is shifted toward one side. Such errors are instantly recognizable and can command significant premiums depending on their severity. Another feature to watch for is die cracks. These appear as raised lines crossing parts of the design. While many are minor, dramatic examples can become highly collectible. Somewhere among them could be a coin that stands out from the crowd. The challenge is training your eyes to notice what everyone else ignores. Stories from the collecting world continue to fuel this excitement. Collectors have spent years searching rolls of pennies from banks. They have purchased boxes of coins hoping to find that one special example. Some search for decades without a major discovery. Others get lucky in a single afternoon. That unpredictability is part of the thrill. Imagine opening an old family coin jar inherited from a parent or grandparent. The coins have not been touched for years. Dust covers the container. Inside are hundreds of Lincoln cents. Most people would take them to a coin-counting machine. A collector sees something entirely different. They see possibilities. They see history. They see hidden opportunities waiting to be uncovered. As you continue examining a 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, pay close attention to its condition. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A heavily worn coin may be worth only face value. A nearly perfect coin can be a completely different story. Coins that have remained untouched for years sometimes preserve their original mint luster. That bright, reflective appearance can make a huge difference in collector demand. Many people assume age alone creates value. That is not true. Some coins become valuable because of rarity, others because of condition, others because of mint errors. The most sought-after pieces often combine several of these factors at once. Think about the journey of a single penny. It leaves the mint. It passes through countless hands. It survives recessions, moves, family changes, and everyday transactions. Years later, it sits forgotten in a drawer. Then one day someone notices something unusual. A closer inspection begins. Research follows. Excitement builds. Suddenly that forgotten coin becomes the center of attention. This possibility is what keeps collectors searching. And here is another important identification step. Compare your coin to normal examples. Place several 2008 pennies side by side. Differences become easier to spot when you have a reference. A potential error often reveals itself through comparison. What seemed normal alone may appear unusual next to another coin. Some collectors use digital microscopes. Others rely on simple magnifying lenses. Either approach can help uncover details invisible to the naked eye. The key is patience. Valuable discoveries rarely happen in seconds. They happen when someone takes the time to look closely. Now imagine hearing that a rare coin sold for extraordinary money. The headlines spread quickly. Suddenly, everyone rushes to check their change. Coin jars are opened. Drawers are searched. Old collections are pulled from storage. Hope fills the room. That sense of possibility is powerful because it reminds us that remarkable discoveries still happen. The dream of finding a coin worth $1 million captures the imagination like few other hobbies can. It transforms everyday objects into potential treasures. It turns an ordinary evening into an adventure. And it proves that history is often hiding where we least expect it. The 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln penny represents exactly that kind of opportunity. Not because every example is valuable, but because the search itself can uncover surprises. Error varieties, exceptional condition pieces, and unusual specimens continue to attract collectors who understand the importance of careful examination. The most successful collectors are not necessarily the luckiest. They are the most observant. They understand that tiny details can separate an ordinary coin from a highly desirable collectible. They know that persistence matters. One careful examination can reveal something thousands of people overlooked before. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. Treasure does not always arrive in dramatic fashion. Sometimes it appears as a single penny resting quietly among hundreds of others. No spotlight. No fanfare. Just a small copper-colored coin waiting for someone to recognize its significance. The next time you receive change at a store, pause before spending it. Take a moment to inspect those pennies. Look at the dates. Check for mint marks. Search for unusual features. You may be holding a piece of history. You may be holding a fascinating error. You may be holding a coin that collectors would eagerly add to their collections. After all, extraordinary discoveries often begin with ordinary moments. A glance into a drawer. A forgotten jar on a shelf. A handful of coins poured onto a table. These simple actions have launched countless collecting stories over the years. Somewhere tonight, a 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln penny may be waiting to be discovered by the person willing to look just a little closer. The excitement, the mystery, and the possibility remain alive every time a collector examines another coin. The dream of uncovering something truly special continues to inspire collectors across America, especially when stories of coins worth $1 million capture headlines and fuel imaginations. This exact penny could be sitting in your drawer right now, and it's worth over $1 million.